Hello and welcome to Science Fun with Miss Mary. Today we're learning about owl pellets. Do you know what owl pellets are? We're about to find out. If you stopped at the library and picked up a kit, you will see a small ball that's wrapped in tinfoil, some tweezers, one glove, a little pick, and a printout showing bones. And on the back, it shows step by step. If you end up not watching this video, you can go buy this, or you can have it next to you while we go through it. If you picked up a kit from the library, these are some things that might help you while we're dissecting our owl pellet. A plate could be nice to work on top of. A paper towel or napkin, or even a piece of paper to set the bones aside as we look through it. If you haven't already guessed, an owl pellet comes from owls. When owls eat their food, it goes into their digestive system, and anything that they can't digest gets stuck in their gizzard. And when their gizzard fills up, you know what happens? They have to regurgitate, they puke it out, and then we get our owl pellet. Right now it's still wrapped in tinfoil, but we are about to dive in. All right, so like we said, this is our owl pellet. We do have a club in here if you'd like to wear it for the hand that has to hold it. And remember, this is the owl's food. They ate it. Any parts that they can't digest, they had to puke it back up. So we do not want to eat this or get it all over. That's why I've got a little plate I'm doing that on top of. And there it is. Now the printout that you have shows different types of animals that owls eat. There's a bird, a mole, a mouse, or a vole. As we dissect our owl pellet, we can match up what bones we're finding in our owl pellet. Bones, fur, hair, that's all things that owls can't digest. So those are things we're going to find in our owl pellet. So here's a little close-up of it. And what we're going to do next is we're going to start breaking it up and seeing what's inside. So you can use your one hand that has the glove to hold it down, your other hand with the tweezers to kind of break pieces off. You could also use the wooden piece to dig a little deeper and start breaking those pieces. You do want to be gentle because there are bones in here. We don't want to break them before we find them. Oh, and I already think I found a piece right here. And I'm going to have my piece of paper. So as I find pieces that look like bones, I'm going to set it on a nice clean piece of paper so I could see it in a minute. So I'm going to go through and find a couple bones first. You can also hold it down and kind of pry it open. Remember, nice and gentle. I found another good one. I'm going to set it on my piece of paper. Oh, something fell out. I don't know if it's a bone or a twig. Oh, there's something else right here. Okay, I'm going to use the wood tool. Oh, okay, now I've broken it open. And now you can find all the little bones. Now remember, some of these bones are very fragile. Like that looks like a rib bone. Because these animals are pretty small. As you're digging out some of the bones, you might find some that fall down that are small, small, small. So you gotta keep your eyes ready to see everything that falls out. And we're just sifting through all of it, making sure we don't miss anything. I found a skull. You never know what you're gonna find in your owl pellet. So I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. Sometimes it's nice to use the pointy part of this just to get some of that out of there so you can see it a little clearer. I'm being very gentle. All right, so there's a little skull. Now, there are lots of bones left in here, but I'm gonna pause for a second on that, and I'm gonna show you some of the ones I found so far. What you can do is as you find each bone, you can either start putting ones that look the same in rows so you can get them ready. You could either line them up, or each bone you find, you can grab your paper that was in your kit and match up which bones you find, and you can find out what animal this owl was eating. So I'm gonna find this bone. Let's see, and I'm gonna treat it like a puzzle and see if I can find one that matches. I think I found a scapula of a mouse. How about this bone? This one looks like definitely looks like a fibia. I think it looks mostly like that one. And do you see their drawings? You can see all the ribs. So I have a bunch of little ribs that you can match up. Here's another. This might be another fibula. Ooh, or a humerus that looks like that one. And I found a skull. So you can match up which skull this one looks like. I think this one looks like the mouse, the top. I have a bunch of jaw bones in mine too. I could tell by the little tiny teeth and the big front tooth. So I have a couple of those jaws. Scientists get very excited when they get to dissect owl pellets. Owl pellets help scientists discover what types of food the owls are eating and what kind of ecosystems these owls are living in. This way they can see, are they eating a lot of mice or birds? And as you keep dissecting your owl pellet, you might find different bones from different creatures it was eating. As you're dissecting, if you're having some trouble getting to some of the bones, in the directions that are printed out, it does say you could use a spray bottle of water to kind of help break up the owl pellet as you're trying to find all your little bones. You can also, as you're getting your bones, you can either set them up on your piece of paper and glue them down so you don't lose them, or you can glue them straight to your bone chart that's in your kit. But you could always place them how you want on your piece of paper and glue them that way so you don't lose all the little pieces. You can keep going and searching and see what you can find. Found another skull. All right, my little scientists, you can keep going through. As I'm looking at this, I see lots of other little bones. There's another little jawbone, lots of bigger bones, lots of little bones. So take your time, and if you need a break, that's why it's nice to have it on a plate. You could just set it aside and come back to it when you're ready to keep discovering. Once you've found all the pieces that you can find, you can take a picture and send it in to our Facebook or email the library so I can see what was in your owl pellet. Each one is different. They're all going to have different types of bones depending on what that owl had for lunch, breakfast, dinner. Who knows? And like I was saying, if you'd like to keep your bones, you could either glue them to your printout that came in the kit, or if you did have a separate piece of paper, you can arrange them any way you want and glue them on that paper. You are also welcome to use the Ziploc bag that came in your kit to keep them in there. Or once you're done and you're done discovering, you can also throw it away. That's okay too. If you'd like to clean your bones a little more, or if you have tough pieces of the owl pellet that you can't get to, remember in the directions it says you can use a spray bottle with water, or you could put a little water on them to help loosen it up and get those bones clean. I hope you keep discovering, little scientists, and if you find any cool bones, I do hope you send them in so I can see what you found. Until next time, I will see you later. Goodbye.